Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Radha Madhav, Jaya Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Shri Radha, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Shri Radha, Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Shri Radha, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Shri Radha, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Shri Radha, Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Shri Radha, Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Shri Radha, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Shri Radha, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Shri Radha, Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Shri Radha, Jaya Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Shri Radha, Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra, Sri Radha, Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra, Sri Radha, Gauralita, 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 Jaya Jaya Jagannath, 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 Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Subhadra, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Subhadra, Jaya Gauralita, 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 Jaya Gauralita, 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 Jaya Gauralita, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Prabhupada ki jai. Give me 2 minutes, devotees. Hare Krishna. So devotees may join, but I will start slowly. So welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam platform of ISKCON Seshadripuram. So today we'll be discussing shloka number 15, 16, 17 of 18th chapter of 4th canto. So this is a Puthu Maharaj story continues and shortly we'll start. I'll project the shloka and then we'll. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayashu Bhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Dadati Sabdantikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Yuta Sri Gurum Vaishnavansha Sri Rupam Sampajatam Sarvana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishaka Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhan Sutidevi Pranavati Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Asadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we'll start reading the slokas. 15th shloka, 18th chapter. So Tutva Vatsam Suragana Indram Soma Somavadudhuhan Hiranmena Mena Patrena Viryamojo Valampayaha. Word to word translation by Srila Prabhupada. Krutva making. Vatsam calf. Turaganaha the demigods. Indram Indra the king of hell. Somam nectar. Aduduhan they milk out. Hiranymayena, golden. Patrena, with a pot. Viryam, mental power. Ojaha, strength of senses. Balam, strength of body. Vayaha, will. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. All the demigods made Indra the king of heaven into calf, and from the earth they milked the beverage soma, which is nectar. Thus they became very powerful in mental speculation, bodily and sensual strength. In this word, soma means nectar. Soma is the kind of beverage made in heavenly planets, from the moon to the kingdoms of demigods in the various higher planetary systems. By drinking this soma beverage, the demigods become more powerful mentally and increase their sensual power and bodily strength. The words Hiranmayana, Patrena indicate that this soma beverage is not an ordinary intoxicating liquor. The demigods would not touch any kind of liquor, nor is the soma kind of drug. It is different kind of beverage available in the heavenly planets. Soma is far different from liquors made from for demonic people, as explained in next one. दैत्या दानव वत्सं प्रह्लादं सुरशर्षुवम् विदाय दुदुहन्दिशिरमयः पात्रे सुरावसम्. What translation by Srila Prabhupada. Daityaha, the sons of Diti. Danavaha, demons. Vatsam, the cow. Prahladam, Prahlad Maharaj. Asura, demon. Rushabham, the chief. Vidaya, making. Aduduhan, the milk cow. Shiram, milk. Ayaha, iron. Patre, in a pot. Sura, liquid. Asavam, fermented liquids like beer. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The sons of Diti and demons transformed Prahlad Maharaj, who was born in Asura family, into cup, and they extracted various kinds of liquor and beer, which they put into pot made of iron. The demons also have their own types of beverages in the form of liquors and beers. Just as demigods use somarasa for their drinking purpose. The demons born of deity take pleasure in drinking wine and beer. Even today, people of demonic nature are very much addicted to liquor and beer. The name Prahlad Maharaj is very significant in this connection because Prahlad Maharaj was born in the family of demons as a son of Hiranyakashipu by the mercy of demons, were and still are able to have their drinks in the form of wine and beer. The word ayaha, iron, is very significant. Whereas the nectarian soma was put into golden pot, the liquors and beers were put into iron pot because the liquor and beer are inferior. They are placed into iron pot, and because so the size inferior, it is placed in golden pot. एक मिनिट. 17th श्लोका. गंधर्व अप्सरो सुसुखम गंधर्व अप्सरो क्षुक्षम पात्रे पद्ममये पयः वत्सं विश्वासवसं कृत्वा गंधर्वं मधु सौभगम. Word to word translation. Gandharva, inhabitants of Gandharva planet. Apsaraha, the inhabitants of Apsara planet. Aduksham, milk out. Patre, in the pot. Padmamaye, the made of lotus. Payaha, milk. Vatsam, cow. Vishwasum, Vishwavasum, of the name Vishwavasum. Rutva, making. Gandharvam, songs. Madhu, sweet. Saubhagam, beauty. Translation by C. Prabhupada. The inhabitants of Gandharvaloka and Apsaraloka made Vivasvasu into cup and they drew the milk into lotus flower pot. The milk took the shape of sweet musical art and beauty. Hare Krishna. As it was said, Krutva Vatsam Suragana Indram Somam Amadududahan Hirandamayana Pathrena Viryamojo Balampayaha. All the demigods made Indra the king of heaven into cup, and from the earth they meet on the beverage Soma, which is nectar. Thus they became very powerful in mental speculation, bodily and sensual strength. 16. Daitava Danava Vatsam Pralladava Sura Darshanam Vidadaduduhan Shiramaya Patre Sura Samam. The sons Diti and demons transformed the Prahlad Maharaj, who was born in Asura family, into calf, and they extracted various kinds of liquor and beer, which they put into pot made of iron. Gandharva Apsaraso Adukshashan Patra Padmamaya Payaha Vatsam Vishwavasum Tutva Gandharvam Madhusavagam. Translation: the inhabitants of Gandharvaloka and Astaraloka made Vishwavasu into calf, and they drew the milk into lotus flower pot. The milk took the shape of sweet musical art and beauty. So they not purport given by Prabhupada on the shloka. They are given. Hare Krishna. So here uh, we are discussing the Prutu Maharaj story. Prutu Maharaj, as you know, was a descendant, the son. Actually, he was derived, he was extracted from the bodies of King Vena. Vena was Prutu Maharaj's father. And King Vena actually was a descendant of Dhruva Maharaj. So King Vena was actually a demonic king. Not only demonic, he was much more lower than demonic. Because he stopped all the Vedic sacrifices, he killed Brahmanas, he uprooted the Vedic culture that time, and he prevented doing sacrifices. So whatever needed for human society in terms of religiosity, spirituality, he brought restrictions, he stopped it, and as a result of that, Mother Earth was not happy, because it is said in Shastra that Mother Earth herself is now clarifying in the current episode what we are discussing there. Mother Earth will restrict the supplies if there is a complete, eradication of religiosity and spirituality. That is the way Mother Earth works, nature works. So if people are becoming irreligious, lack of religion, and if people are becoming too much sinful, then slowly the supplies will be restricted. So why it is like that? Because the whole purpose of material creation is to give permission to the conditioned soul, to concession to conditioned soul to come back to the Godhead. Now, material world is made in such a way that your senses, because we want to satisfy our material senses, we are at a bodily platform, so we have got so many desires that need to be satisfied. But if you get too much into our satisfaction of material desires, we may drift away from the Lord, which is our original destination. So to come back, to claim us back, Lord has given the religion. Lord has given the various yogas. Bhakti yoga is the topmost of it. And he gives us the facility to come back to him, go back to him rather. But he will not, but Lord is not forcing anything on us. He's giving us the ample time and facilities so that we continue enjoying our material desires for some time and understand that there's nothing there. It's all waste of time, but still we are hell bent on satisfying material desires. We want to do all this. So he gives us that because that minute freedom is there. Minute freedom is there. And he wants us to make use of that minute freedom to say that I want to come to you. Means the living entity should come back, go back to Lord. And he should living entity should say by his own independent desire that I am surrendering to you. That is the way Lord wants. And that's why he has created this material world in such a way that neither you will not be happy in this material world, although it gives us some perception of some happiness in the form of sense enjoyment, but actually there is no real happiness. But since we are, as I discussed, since we are hell bent on um, uh, satisfying our senses, Lord gives us this facility. So we are trying to enjoy the senses, and we are trying to live in this material world. But Lord wants us back there in the body, in His own kingdom. So nevertheless, the point here is the religiosity, Vedic culture, Vedic sacrifices, and all sort of spirituality is necessary for human civilization. So whenever there is a decline in those activities, the Mother Earth will stop or restrict the supplies like milk, grains, sugar, and all those natural fruits and natural supply. It will be restricted, or the more people are religious, spiritual, the more will be supplies. Abundance will be there. The less is the more is the people are irreligious, sinful, supply will be restricted. That's what you can see in the Kali Yuga it's happening. 100 years back, 200 back, the supplies were very much great. A lot of natural resources. I'm telling grains. I'm not talking about plastic, and I'm not talking about these artificial chemicals. I'm talking about real natural supplies which are vital for human body. Grains, fruits, milk, sugar. These are the vital things for our body, and they were abundant. Now slowly reducing. There is a shortage of water. There is a shortage of grain. Shortage of food. You can see that, especially South African countries or even in any country, there is a poverty. So we have to understand. So King Vena, as we are discussing, King Vena was a demon. In fact, he was not only demon, he was a foolish demon. Demons are sometimes intelligent and they create chaos. They are very dangerous and they are intelligent also, like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana. They are not only demons, they are very intelligent. And in fact, Ravana was very well versed with Vedic knowledge. You know, he was Brahmana. So he was very intelligent and but they are very simple because Ravana could not control his lust. That's a different thing. But the point here is demons are very intelligent many times. But this demon, King Vena, was he was not demon, first of all. He was a human being sort of thing. He was not coming in the descendants of demon family, but he was coming in Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj is a great king. But he was in the succession of Dhruva Maharaj. That is King Vena. But he was behaving like demonic, and not only behaving like demonic, he was very foolish demons because he was very randomly he was killing the Brahmanas, randomly he was stopping the sacrifices, he was uprooting the Vedic culture. In modern days, Kali Yuga, you can see demons everywhere. Politicians, these, that, educationists, scientists. Some of them are godly, some of them are demons. Some of them are saying we should uproot the Vedic culture. This is not needed. Some of them are good, but majority people are becoming like that. That's why you can see there are so many war, pestilence, there are so droughts, and so many things are there. Why? Because people are becoming sinful. And that is the way nature controls the population. That is the way nature controls the unrestricted use of or exploitation of the nature itself. Mother Earth. So here the story continues. Mother Earth because King Prutu came. King Prutu was derived. He was extracted from the body of King Veda by the expert Brahmana. And King Prutu was actually, we discussed that he was a Shaktavesh avatar of empowered incarnation of Lord. So he was having the purpose of re-establishing the religion on the earth, which was destroyed by his father King Veda. So then he started, the moment he came, demigods glorified him and he started to re-establish. So first thing is he saw the citizens are very, thin, malnourished, undernourished, and they were not happy because there are no grains supply, there are no milk, there are no natural supply like fruits. So they were becoming thin like African. You can see now also in Africa, especially, they are malnourished. There's no food there. So this is how. So then he saw why it is happening. They came to know Mother, there are no grains coming out. So he chastised Mother Earth. She, out of fear, took a form of cow so that she did not get killed. Because people in the Vedic culture, they will never kill cow. Now this Vedic culture has gone, or it is reduced, so people are killing cow left and right because there are demons. But in the original Vedic culture, there is no question of killing cow. So Mother Earth, out of fear, took shape of cow, form of cow, so that King Prutu will not kill it. Because King, even though he is angry, King will never kill cow, or for that matter, nobody will kill cow in the Vedic culture. So she took a shape of cow and she started running out of fear. King Prutu was chastising him, following her, and he ultimately asked her, why you are not supplying the natural supply like grains and fruits and milk and other things. So she told, look, you are a king, you are wise, you are very powerful, and she was knowing you are a avatar of Lord. So she, told him that ultimately this is the reason because King Veda was highly sinful, and when there is a sinful people overburden on the earth, she will not supply. So she told King Prutu that you establish the religion, and you re-establish religion, re-establish Vedic culture, I will supply everything. So that has done also. The story in this sloka is continued like that. So to establish the religion, King Prutu started milking the cow, and many called demigods, demons, and many other people. And they took with shapes. They took shapes of various shapes and they started milking the cow. They become calf rather. Shape means they become calf. Because when cow sees the calf, she will deliver the milk easily, naturally, without any restriction. And that milk was taking shape of various ingredients on the like grain and diamonds and other things. Okay, so that is the context here. So there was a various people are coming, demigods are coming, Gandharvas are coming, and many other people are there taking the shape of calf and they were milking the cow and then converting that milk into the various ingredients. Now, in this particular shlokas, is a mention of because the Indra came, Indra came, and demigods and Indra, they took calf, shape of calf, and they milked the Mother Earth in the which were in the form of cow, and they converted that into Somarasa. Now, Somaras is something which is generally misunderstood. But Somaras means we think my wine or beer. That's a general misconception. That's not the case. Prabhupada clarifies here. Somaras is not a milk or it is not a wine or beer. It is the nectar. It is a nectarian juice, I will say. It's nectarian beverage, not juice. It's a nectarian beverage, which is generally consumed in moon. and moon, heavenly planets, especially moon. And I was just listening to some of the devotee lectures on the soberest part as a out of curiosity, because we keep hearing about soberest. But so basically, it is said in Shastra that the heavenly planets had got this soberest, that is a nectarian beverage, which they produce. They have got factories, they say, on the moon where they produce this beverage, and that is so. It is so vital. It is nectarian, means it gives the physical, mental power. It's not like our wine. That's why Prabhupada clarify, it's not wine. Wine will actually destroy all your bodily strength. The wine will destroy all your mental strength. Wine will make you, sort of under illusion. And if you drink wine and beer too much, health problem starts. So majority of the health problem in the current scenario is due to drinking wine and smoking. You see any disease, you Google it out. You see any disease, there is a prevention, do's and don'ts. So in the don't section, reduce wine, reduce smoking, reduce this, reduce that. So for every major disease, this is the underlying cause most of the time. But this wine and beer, this is all earthly planet people. They are demonic people. Or earthly planet, they are human being or demons. Or demons are in the hellish planets. Human beings and demon beings are in the earthly planet. So they will produce wine and beer, which will not be very vital. So, but and they consume that, but they don't have that the strength. They don't gain the strength. In fact, they destroy because that is why there's a difference. But heavenly planet people, demigods who are in heavenly planet, demigods. They are like a demigods. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Ganapati, and many demigods are there. So, and then there are living entities also. So, they will have this soberus, which will be produced, which will be manufactured on the heavenly planet, especially moon. So it is said, Soma means moon. Rasa means the beverage which is manufactured by using the moonlight or moon. Some process there. Chemical process are there. We know chemical process, they will produce some liquid, will produce some solid pharmaceutical or liquid or some chemicals by some process. So like that, this somaras is produced, manufactured on the moon by some process, which is in presence of moonlight. And they will, the Prabhupada explains, the power of this somaras is so great. Unlike wine, the somaras will give you high bodily strength. It will give also mental strength. Mental strength is, it is what you would use here, virya. Virya means mental strength. That's why our semen is a similarity. Of course, virya, semen. If you preserve the semen and don't waste it, then your mental strength will be very high. So somaras increases that virya, and ultimately virya means nothing but it's the mental strength. Ojas means the sensual strength. Means our senses has to be our eyes, ear, nose. So if you are using the senses, if you are doing too much sense enjoyment, unrestricted way, the power of the senses goes down. But if you use your senses very purposefully, in a very restricted way, with rules and regulation, our power of senses will increase. That's why if you see nowadays, young generation or whatever our generation currently, all our generation, we are also there. Our senses are not, the power of the senses is reducing. You can see people are having diseases, or people are having the senses. Earlier, people used to remember the shlokas Even I have seen my own great grandmother. She was that time when I was a child. That time she was in the 90 age, 85, 90 or so. She died at 98. Though she was able to recall till her last breath. She was able to recall all those Bhagavad Gita shlokas and especially the Abhanga that is in Maharashtra, Abhanga, Tukaram Maharaj Abhanga. She was singing that. Now we can't even remember the shlokas by heart. Why? Because our mental power has reduced, memory has reduced. Earlier, they will not be specs like this because now we are using this eyes very indiscriminately in front of computer whole day, watching TV or overall. So we put specs, hearing power. So at the age of 50, 55, only 60 or even 40, the senses power is reducing. And there are so many issues there. Because our natural lifestyle has gone, artificial lifestyle has come. No sunlight, we don't go into sunlight. We don't eat pure food. We don't eat, breathe uh, very pure air. And people are unrestricted in sense enjoyment. So overall, that's why the side effects are like this because our life quality has gone down. So the point here is Somarasa is being consumed in the heavenly planets, and Prabhupada clearly says Somarasa is the same as wine or beer. So why is so what is happening in Tutu Maharaj story? Mother Earth, many people are coming, different people are coming, and they are becoming calf, milking the Mother Earth, and that milk they are converting into ingredients which is required for the restoring the health of the earthly life or planet life. Grain, this, that, one of that was Somarasa. The purpose here is to re-establish the human life in a proper shape so that people can start going back to the Vedic culture and they start living as per the Vedic direction, Veda's direction. So in this story, this is the now second sloka says, I'm just reading the second sloka. The sons of Diti and demons transported Prahlad Maharaj who was born. So Prahlad Maharaj also came. Though Prahlad Maharaj was born into demon family, but Prahlad Maharaj was the greatest devotee of Lord Nrsimha. Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. He also came because as a representative from demons. And they extracted various kinds of liquor and beer and they put into pot made of iron. So beer was kept in the iron pot and the sobras were kept into golden pot. So Prabhupada explains that because sobrasa is like a nectar, is a higher quality, it's put in golden pot. Now it's not possible to produce sobrasa on the earth. In fact, I was googling out somewhere. See, actually, this sobrasa, they are like there is a reference of sobrasa somewhere in the history, and there is a procedure also. But there are some planets, especially in the Afghan area, Afghanistan, and some area. They have got that planet and that sorry plant, not planet, plant, and that plant they will make a tea, and that's very vital. But it's not that tea cannot be like sobrasa because sobras need very different type of atmosphere to get manufactured, and that is possible only in heavenly planet like moon. And probably I'm just from the moon they may be exporting the somarasa to various planets. I mean, I'm not saying this. This is mentioned somewhere in our one of the devotee lecture. So the thing here is we cannot produce that somara, but there are plants, and probably in earlier days, because it's Kali Yuga now, Kali Yuga, the visitors from the earthly, heavenly planets have stopped. They don't come. But it is mentioned in Shastras, stories, Puranas, that earlier people in the Satya Yuga and earlier Yugas, people from the other planet will easily visit the earthly planets, and they will interact, and they will, they will have some, you know, transactions or interaction. One of that could be heavenly planet people will be coming, taking these plants from the earth and taking it there and then making the somas. And that is also possible. That's also there. The point here is demons came in the form of calf. Allah Maharaj himself represented demon, although he was not demon, but it's all pastime of Lord. So he came and he produced the beer and wine, all that from the milk, because the demons want it. So you are giving. Demigods want somas, so it was produced. So like that. Then there are grains and there are diamonds and many things are produced. The story continues further. But the point here is, uh, since this three slokas talks about somrasa, so they Prabhupada clarified there is a difference. So ultimately, why they want somrasa? So why we want mental strength? Why we want bodily strength? First of all, that's the question. So if your body is strong and if your senses are strong, then your mind will be strong. Now, if your mind will be strong, what will happen? Then you can do meditation, you can do spirituality, you can do devotion, you can do tapascharya, austerity. What will do by austerity? By austerity, by tapascharya, by meditation, you will be able to get a right type of spiritual knowledge, yoga. Because if our body is not strong, our mind will be always disturbed. If our mind is always disturbed and body is also disturbed, then there is no question of getting gaining the spiritual knowledge. The spiritual knowledge, acquiring spiritual knowledge needs little bit austerity. So that's the point. That's the point here. So demigods especially wanted this somarasa to increase their physical strength, mental strength, sensual strength, so that they can do the tapasya and acquire the spiritual knowledge and thus get liberated. So that's the purpose. So we should always keep our body fit. Of course, we don't have sobrasa here, and there is no question of drinking wine, because that will only create a problem and that will deteriorate our bodily health, and that will be intoxication, and that's completely against the spiritual principle. One of the four relative principles is don't drink wine or cigarette. Intoxication, no intoxication. Intoxication make you addicted to that particular intoxicant, and your mind will be weak. Your austerity will be killed. And once austerity is killed, there is no question of spiritual knowledge or mental strength. So the point here is, what we can do? We can do the exercise, we can do yoga, you can do pranayama, you can have good diet, prasadam diet, very sattvic diet, and have enough sunlight, fresh air, live simple life, stress free. Stress should not be there. So these are the things which we can do, keep our body and mind strong. Body is strong, mind is strong. Mind is strong, body also will be strong. There is an interconnection between mind and body always. So your body is strong, mind will be strong. Mind is strong, body also will be strong. That's how it works. In both ways. But basically, you have to keep our body strong, then mind will be strong. How to keep body strong? Yoga, pranayama, do's and don'ts, follow four relative principles. Take care of body. Diseases has to minimum. Now, for example, currently I am having this cough and cold. Now that disturbs the sadhana sometimes. Of course, some devotees are, they don't, it doesn't affect, but people like me, I get affected doing, by this bodily disturbances. So we should keep our body strong, immune. Then you can do good chanting, you can do good reading, you can good preaching. That's the point. So you should keep our body strong, mind strong. How to keep mind strong? Keep body strong. How to keep mind strong? Chanting. How to keep mind strong? Pranayama. Then chant more. After chanting is a universal solution. It will keep body also strong, mind also strong, spirituality also strong, everything strong. That is the chanting. But of course, I'm talking about the general thing. Where to keep body strong, you have to exercise and all that. So pranayama also. Okay. Pranayama will give you the mental strength also. So that's all interconnected. So let's do this, and then we should focus on developing the spiritual knowledge. So these are the three shlokas we discussed. Prabhupada clarified very nice clarification, because generally misunderstand what is somarasa. Somaras, he has clarified well, perfectly, very authentically. So that clarifies many doubts. So so we'll stop here, and this is the Kartik Mass. Please keep offering the diyas, keep offering the light, keep offering the diyas, lamps to the Lord Damodar, and anything you do, anything devotional, or any devotional activity you do in this month is 100,000 times more potent than the normal. So if you offer one diya, one lamb in the month of Damodar, it will be like offering 1,000 lamb to the Lord. So like that. If you chant one round, it's like 1,000. Like that. So keep chanting, keep offering the lambs to the Lord Damodar, keep reading the pastimes of Lord Damodar and Yashoda Maya. And life will be successful. Life will be blissful, and we can ask for mercy of the Lord to take us back to Godhead. So we'll stop here. Not many, only one Prabhuji, our Shankar Prabhu only is there. But anyway, because Diwali month is there, so probably people are out. Normally 4 to 5 participants will be there. So anyway, so any questions, comments, Prabhuji, you can do. Otherwise, we can close the session. Hare Krishna. Okay, so I think we can stop now, and we can continue the discussion. Keep attending the Srimad Bhagavatam class every morning, 8 o'clock, and enjoy the transcendental bliss. So we'll close the session. Sri Radha Damodar Bhagwan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.